Let's head into our second hour, Jay's final hour on this very big day. We have still a lot of unfinished business we've got to take care of before we get to, obviously, the nephrite jade. And one of them is a bracelet that needs no introduction, but I'll still give it one. This is our wonderful red coral. So everything we just talked about, maybe this is more your style. 7 layers. We're going to talk about how it fastens. Or perhaps you want the amazing lapis, which is something we've certainly seen so many people gravitate towards in recent years for obvious reasons that we'll get to. We're at $79.98, free shipping and handling. So you got the free shipping anywhere in the continental United States. And we've got the flex pay with that as well. So big savings all round. Jay, this has a lot of incredible reviews online at hsn.com. This was not an easy task to manufacture.
Well, this was the very first time, you know, and this is one of the things we do. There was a challenge for us to actually be able to make a bracelet like this, a multi-strand bracelet, a bangle style, multi-strand, and it's the first time that we've ever incorporated a cabochon into it. And this was actually, we launched this in February at Tucson. It was our big event. We didn't launch it at this price. And you're looking at, really what you're looking at here is really the last remaining few that you have. You have a super high grade lapis. This was actually, when I started actually releasing some of my lapis rough material. And the coral in this, this is South China Sea coral. So it's very different. What makes this design possible is what Adam just demonstrated right there. That is a custom sterling silver finding, magnetic clasp finding that we created, that we made. You can't buy that, right? That's actually manufactured by us, for us. And Brian Bruce is the one who actually, Brian is the wizard, you know, he's just incredible. Him and Crystal are both amazing silversmiths and designers, but Brian is, that was one of his, he's come up with so many different findings. And what makes it unique and so different is the fact that we custom make even, okay, you know, I'm not, it sounds like I'm bragging, I'm not. Please. But we actually, to make a lot of our designs, we have to custom make our findings because there's no finding that you could do that with.
That would work, right?
Yeah, there's nothing that actually would work. So we actually make our own findings for our purpose. We probably could sell all the different kinds of findings that we make, but we only use them in our designs. So, but that is not something that you can go to a findings catalog and find, right? That is something that we actually create.
So the two options, the coral or the lapis, coral doing very well, but I think that's because we're also in tune with what Jay's been talking about. Remember, you talk about the layered look, you've got 7 layers there that just rests, that sit perfectly, easy on, easy off. But then we turn our attention to the lapis, and again, it's that midnight blue, it's that inky blue with the sparkling of the stars. Our producer, Mr. Rick, tonight did just tell me both selling evenly and both very limited. This is our last look at this bracelet. We have seen this a few times. It has never been at this low price. We're just clearing a few things out as we make way for 2023 and new pieces coming in. And again, folks, I want to apologize. We're getting an influx of people asking about the jade. We're not allowed to do it earlier than 10:40. It has to be 10:40 East Coast time. So please be patient with us. Again, it's our finale for Jay. It's our last item, and it is well worth you seeing. Jay, lapis. The story behind lapis, the demand for lapis. I mean, as all things in life, the demand increases as the supply seems to diminish. You
know, with lapis, it's really an interesting story. Now, and here again, I'll reiterate this, and you know, I'm boring you to tears. And people have heard this over and over. This particular lapis comes out of the Hindu Kush region of Afghanistan. Okay. Can you get lapis? Absolutely. You know what's really weird with lapis? Lapis is extremely rare. Lapis is even rarer than turquoise. It only comes from, in this grade, in the jewelry grade, almost over 90% of the lapis that I'm aware of in the world comes from the Hindu Kush region of Afghanistan, where these areas, there's no huge mine. It's all small deposits that are mainly owned by the communities, by like the tribal communities. In these areas, from what I've told, I've never been able to go in. I have seen pictures. It would be very, very difficult to go into these regions. You know, like if you've got running water, it means that you have a stream in your backyard.
Right.
Okay, they still, everything is either brought down in panniers on mules or horses or on foot in backpacks. I mean, really, there's no roads, there's no infrastructure. I think what's happened with the lapis trade, now, there are a lot of big commercial mines in lapis, and a lot of them are in Afghanistan. But what they're doing is they're mining the lapis, and it's usually incorporated into, like in our house, we just built a house, and they're in tiles and things like that. Yes. I mean, they're making tiles, or they're making, it's for decorative. This right here, I'm at the collection point, right? With then that's my main connection for lapis, right there. I would, if I could go back in a time machine and get that right now, oh my gosh, I can't tell you.
You wish.
I would be like happy as a lark. And that's where that came from. All of that was material that we had already graded and bought. And then what we would do is you have these big metal containers like that, or those metal containers, and that's what they had available. Instead of 55-gallon drums, and we would hand pick the lapis, and then we would load to that. But all of that was the material that you're looking at right now. That really, really high blue, it just doesn't exist anymore. I think there's different reasons for it, but if you want to hear my theory,
please,
on why the lapis, there's a whole generation missing in Afghanistan for numerous reasons, right? And what happened, you know, in a lot of these communities that I go to, you know, your father did what his father did, sure. and your grandfather did what his father before him did, right? You learned a trade, right? And then that's how you made a living. And then the family, that's what the family did. They handed that trade down to you, and you did it. What has happened is that a lot of the generations now aren't in, especially places like Afghanistan, even though they are very traditional in a lot of different ways, they're not continuing that history. And so you don't have the traders like you did. They've moved on, or they're doing different things, or they don't exist anymore because so many of the families got, have had a lot of turmoil over the past, 3 decades, 4 decades. So I think that's why you don't see the lapis anymore. There just really is. The guys that I was getting my lapis from, okay, now they're in their 80s, and they have nobody to follow in their footsteps. So they pretty much aren't doing it anymore. And so, my resources, now, maybe somebody out there, I'm not saying I know everybody in the world, and I am totally open, guys. If you know somebody that has really super high-grade lapis, that has this quality of lapis, that really nice natural blue, it has to be in rough. I don't buy anything already made into anything. It has to be. I'm just interested in buying the rough material at a price where I can make it work. Then I'm a player, okay? I'm a buyer.
You're interested.
But, I have looked and looked and looked and looked. And even funny enough, our nephrite jade is actually a byproduct of not being able to get the lapis. So, everything happens for a reason and everything. But I will just tell you right now, for this grade of lapis, especially for next year, I'm telling you, I'm already writing shows. We're already building product for 2023. We have to work that far out, guys, because of the nature of how we work and how our designs are made. And you're just not going to see lapis, especially you're not going to see beads. Okay, there's going to be some here and there. It'll be hit and miss. There are shows that I've written, whole entire months that I've written, that I have 0 lapis in.
You see, we get spoiled because we see it and then you think it's going to go forever.
Well, and you think, or like if you're seeing the lapis, a lot of the lapis, if you do see lapis in those shows, it's because we had something left over. Maybe we've got like 50 here or 100 there. That's what you'll see. I can't afford to waste the material to make beads. So the material that I have left, the majority of it's going to go to making silver cabochon, cabochons for silver. So we still will do a lot of, try to do silver designs. I'll try to stretch it and make it last, but I have no way to replace it. And so I definitely, I can't, you'll see very, very few limited beads. If I do beads, it'll be from, when we're cutting the cabochons, the pieces I have left that won't cut big cabs or thing where I can design maybe a unique bead or something like that, then maybe we'll once we get enough of that built up, then we could make beads. But as far as me taking the big rough and cutting it into beads, it's just not going to happen. No.
Well, the lapis is the best seller between the two, just so everybody knows. We're down $100 approximately off the retail value, and even that retail value, I think everybody would agree, is appears to be very conservative. I did just see something that I'm going to take the blame for this, not you, Jay. I'll take.
Okay, but that should be a first.
Yeah, I feel personally responsible. The abalone and black tourmaline, Jay.
Yes.
That necklace. I didn't preview it, and that's a big deal for us.
It's a huge deal. And I was wondering when you're going to show this.
I'm sorry.
Because this, to tell you the truth, one of my picks.
Come here.
If you don't love this, I don't know what to tell you. I just don't know what to tell you. To be honest with you, this should have been a TS. This could have been a Today's Special. It took forever to make it. But when you see this, it's going to blow your mind. It's so exotic. It's so incredible.
I don't even know what to tell you, folks. Just so you understand, it's reversible. We've got 2 out here, but this one is the same as this one. So you reverse it. I mean, it is just breathtaking. With so many good things in the show tonight, I completely forgot about it. We'll do this next and get that one sold out. Obviously, on our journey towards the jade, which I promise you. And also, quick news flash on the jade, Jay. I've been saying 10:40 East Coast time. I fibbed, it's not. I got it completely wrong as well, because we're seeing Mr. Andrew Lessman at the end of this hour. It's actually 10:35, so 5 minutes earlier. So 10:35 East Coast time is when we will do the finale on the jade. I wanted to tell you now, in case you were setting an alarm, you'd tune in at 10:40 and they'll all be sold out and then you'd be mad at me. Jay, we're wrapping up lapis and coral. Last call on the lapis.
Let's call it a ridiculous deal, guys. And here again, guys, just a completely ridiculous,
it is.
Beyond crazy, beyond stupid. I mean, there's no way that you can even come close. If you even just consider what the cost of cutting just the cost of materials alone, no labor, no nothing involved. There's just no way you could produce it and sell it for that price. It's just impossible to do. And I am, and I say we. My group, we are the manufacturers. We made it from scratch. Everything that you're seeing here on the show is all made by us from scratch. None of this is purchased, pre-purchased, bought, or that we farm out or buy from somebody else. It's all made under our roof.
Very unique, very unique. There's no other business like it on HSN. As you would imagine, 5 Flex pays $16. I hope you wear it in good health and happiness. I think you'll love that bracelet. All right, I'm gonna place this one over here and put that there. We're gonna move right along to this necklace. I'll get a quick quantity update as well in terms of how many are available. Mr. Rick, our producer, how many do we have now of this necklace? It's